So Brian, clean rooms are the topic du jour. Everyone seems to be sort of excited about them or hyped about them. How is Televisa sort of thinking about implementing and using clean rooms right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the topics, to your point, that's been talked a lot about. It's technology that we've seen a number of different vendors that haven't worked in the advertising space start to adopt. You have Amazon announcing their new clean room opportunity. You have also vendors that have been here, so like InfoSum, Snowflake, and others, and LiveRamp. And the way that TelevisaUnivision thinks about things is that we want to be flexible and we want to be interoperable. We've been spending a lot of time and effort investing in our household graph that's composed of all the different touch points across the ecosystem of premium video, whether it's VIX, YouNow, and other properties that sit within Univision. And we want to make it easier for marketers to be able to plan, optimize, and activate on those audiences. But one of the challenges that we have is to do so, oftentimes we have to use partners to connect the data to our brand advertisers and agencies. And sometimes we lose signal that way. What clean rooms do for us is we are able to do that connection in a federated system where our data doesn't leave our environments, and it starts to help give insights to the brand advertisers and the agencies to do better planning, and thus also solve some of the big problems around measurement and identity.
It's good that you said measurement, because one of the other big topics has been sort of the shift and the move to adopt alternative currencies. As a media owner, you have a unique position. Is there anything that you would want sort of the buy side or even some of the alternative currency partners to consider as we're continuing to move forward?
Yeah, I think the biggest aspect of the measurement problem, and being from TelevisaUnivision, our job is to be the voice of diversity and inclusion, and to ensure that the Hispanic market is properly represented. We did a study with TruthSet a while ago and talked a lot about representation, where they surveyed every single data provider that had a Hispanic segment, and we realized that about 40% of the market isn't accounted for when coming to measuring Hispanics. And so if you think about sort of that problem in itself, and somebody is utilizing that data for activation or measurement, you're already starting with a 40% loss. And that's a big problem, right? And so, oftentimes, the voice of TelevisaUnivision has to be ensuring that proper sampling, proper representation is there of our viewership. And without that voice, I think, oftentimes it gets lost.
One of the other voices that I think comes into play is that of the brand itself, because we talk to agencies, we talk to technology providers and media owners like you, but one of the other things is that brands are looking for outcomes, and it's no longer just enough to measure whether an ad ran and where it ran. It's important to measure what outcome that ad drove. Or is there anything that you are excited about, or anything sort of, I guess, what are the challenges preventing measurement of outcomes? And are you excited about anything that's going to help fix that?
Yeah, outcomes is one of the core pillars of the work that my team is currently focused on. We want to be able to provide advertisers and brands a way to optimize to outcomes where it's not post-measurement and understanding how that ran. Not only how it ran, but also that we are able to optimize to that performance, and then also, of course, eventually be able to guarantee against that. We did some work a while ago with the EDO team to be able to optimize to search results. And we're continuing to expand on that capability to where the data is available. Right? When you think about outcome-based data, it really has to be rooted in the KPIs, and those data sets have to be available. Right? So if it's web visitation, we want to make sure that web visitation data can flow through. and that we can tie that to viewership data, right? So I do think that when we look at alternative currencies, when we look at outcomes, at the end of the day, what we're looking at is an audience data, whether that's outcome information, whether that's a key, demo, or strategic audience. Tying that data to viewership data sets, such as set-top box or ACR, allows us to then understand and overlay that outcome data over inventory, and then we're able to figure out which inventory is going to be better representative of that outcome information, so that when they're putting together a schedule and when they're putting together a media buy, they're able to achieve the best opportunity to achieve those outcomes.
Thank you so much.